Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 63 of, you guessed it, Keeping It Real. A lot has happened in these last 24 hours, let me tell you. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. Feeling stressed out and behind. I saw a video that was like, Casey Neistat, man. It was a 30-second video. And you know those things at the airport, those escalators that go backwards? It's an escalator, but it's on the ground. So, like, it improves your walking speed. He was walking the wrong way on one of those. And the text on the screen said, like, this is life. If you stop moving, you fall behind. You have to hustle. Or you have to, like, keep walking to live, and you gotta hustle to get ahead. And like, yeah, it's a good mentality. Okay, so what just happened to me? Well, I'm at work, right? And a good friend comes into work, and he actually is like, yo, I want to come on the episode tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna be awake at 10 a.m., which is kind of crazy. I always say on here, if you want to be on the episode, like, get in touch with me, and like, he did. So like, I actually have to do this. Like, there's no like, oh, actually, this, that. Like, no, like, we will be doing an episode, him and I, tomorrow, 100%. What else? So then I'm at work, right? And like, I have music out on Spotify. But it's all freestyle rapping. I don't write any lyrics. And I have an album and a single, and the only reason the single isn't part of the album, it might be, to be honest with you, is because I was going so fast when I was trying to post it. If you want to be on Spotify or Apple Music, you have to go through a third party. I use this company called DistroKid, I think. Because you have to be famous first, basically, if you want to be on Spotify or Apple Music. So you have to pay a licensing company, and they will post your music for you. It's a monthly subscription. It's like $1 a month. But I was going so fast when I was doing that I guess I didn't click album and click single, so it just posted the single. And I just simply don't care. It's about posting for me. It's not about, like, it's like I'm here, I'm online, right? And I put the emphasis on showing up rather than being perfect. So I just show up and I post it. And I wanted to do it again because it was really fun. And I make the music at a friend's house who has like audio equipment and stuff. And so I've been trying to go back over there and do it with him again. But he's been busy. He said tonight was a good night, so I showed up after work. And I'm glad I did, because he's roommates with another friend of mine who was like, hey, I'm going to this birthday party right now. You should come. So I totally was like, all right, I want to come. Yes. And so I did come. And it's a house party, and I don't get to go to many of those. A common theme of like me in my life is just like loneliness, I guess. So I get really excited. It's so weird. Because I come from a very great place. I was very fortunate to have parents that not only allowed me to get and like allowed me to go through public school worry free, but like also would sign me up for soccer. And like, I lived in, I don't know, like I don't know. I moved out here to Raleigh for school, and I'm not even in school. And I live with these guys that like, and I just don't like, they don't really go out. And it's like my social circle has just drastically shrunk. And I wonder if that's common for people getting older. I feel like I used to be so surrounded and connected, and I took it for granted. But anyway, I'm here at this house party, and there's girls, and you know me, man, girls, girls, girls. So like, I'm always really smiley. Okay, so let's go through the complete play by play, because I'm sure maybe you're interested in like exactly what happened through my eyes, and I'm interested in trying to explain that to you, because a lot of times I think like we let our experiences die with us, whereas like that's what this platform is. It's just a chance for me to try and explain to you what it's like to live my life. So I walk up in that John, and I'm like, yo, what's poppin'? It was very funny because it's an apartment, right? So there's like 4 bedrooms, and there's like a living room and a kitchen, which is where you walk into. You walk right into the kitchen, and then past the kitchen is the living room. And everyone is like crammed into this like space in between the kitchen and living room. And there's so much dead space. It's weird. It's like so weird. Like, why is everyone so smushed together? It's because they're drinking? I don't know. I don't drink. So it was just strange, So I'm in the kitchen, right? I take advantage of some of the dead space because, like, I don't, know any of these people. And I start to get to meeting people. The first person, I think when I walked in, like, there was, like, I caught the guy. It was someone's birthday. So I wanted to be like, happy birthday. Thanks for having me. And then I meet this other guy, and I start talking to him. And my window in with him was like, hey, nice beard. And earlier I thought back to that conversation, of course, after it had happened, and I was like, did I just use that guy as like a conversation because, I walked into this apartment and there's like, a bunch of girls there, and like it's a party and there's music and everyone's like talking to people and really close to people. And did I feel like I had to talk to him because, I don't know, is this like a weird thing to even think about? I think so, yeah, because like I don't think it's that big of a deal, I think I just like had a conversation with him. I said, nice beard, he told me about the guys that live there, like, how do you know blank, like blah, 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 and then it ended. And then I talked to some more people, and then I started talking to the girls. And then there's one girl who, I don't want to be rude or anything, but she, she seemed like she had like a bit to drink. And I go to leave. I go to step out in the hallway because I wanted to see where Harris went, which is, sorry, I'm not supposed to name names, but I wanted to see where the guy that I had came to the party with went, the guy that invited me out, like, because I couldn't see him anymore, and I wanted to know where, So I was going to step out to call him, and this girl grabs my wrist and kind of like pulls me back in. And I'm like, whoa, what is happening? And she says, and you know what I'm thinking about now? I'm thinking like if she listened to this, she'd probably be like really offended. Like, I did not grab you. But like, that's what happened, bro. Like, she grabbed my wrist, okay? I know what happened to me. And I don't care that she did. I thought she, and I'll get to this, but I think she was really nice, because here's what she said. She says, why are you leaving? And I just like tried to explain, but she was like, no, don't leave. Stay. And she like pulled me back inside. And I was like, and then she said, well, I think it was so strange for that to have happened to me that I was like, I don't even know, like, what is your name? And she said her name, and then she said that she was the sister of the person whose birthday it was that lived there. And then I like decided to write this story myself, and I was like, well, that's really nice that like, the birthday boy's sister like wants to make sure no one's like leaving his party, I guess. That's nice, And then get this. Like 20 minutes later, okay, and then one of the guys that I came to the party with is like convinced that, I don't know, man. It was weird because he kept trying to like tell me like that I could get any girl, and like one time he was like, you want me to set you up? I'll set you up. And I was like, no, I told him, I said, no, I do not want you to set me up. Yet he did. He pulled me over and tapped on this girl's shoulder, and I'm like, oh my God. So I had a conversation with her very briefly. And then and then with this girl, this happens. She's like, you want to talk to, and then she says someone's name. And I'm like, I don't know anyone's name. I didn't say this. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't want to. No. But then she starts pulling me again, and she pulls me like into this bedroom, and I'm like, where are we? Why am I being pulled? I was worried that if I pulled my arm away from her, she would be like upset. You know what? I think you can relate to what I'm saying. But now I'm picturing this video of Jerry Seinfeld. He's at the red carpet, and this girl comes up to him, and she's like, oh my God, hugs. And he's like, no, I don't want to hug you. No, thanks. No, and like he like does not let, and like yeah, I think like I'm not sure, like maybe next time I should like not let myself get pulled by a girl, you know, because like that's not cool. Like it's weird how I keep trying to like defend her. Like yeah, she can. Okay, how about this? She can be a great person, but I can also not want to pull my arm away. I mean, not want her to yank me around this place, right? But anyway, back to what she's doing. You want to talk to Elizabeth, and then she's like, she knows my name at this point. She's like, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say people's names, but she was like, Jack wants to talk to, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And so they're not in the bedroom, but they're in the bathroom of the bedroom. So she like opens the bathroom door, and at this point I'm like, okay, because there's people in the bathroom, and I'm being pulled by this girl, and I'm like, stop. So I break free from her, and I do not get anywhere near that bathroom, and I walk back out of the bedroom. I'm like, what just happened? So then after that point, like I started, talking, like intermingling with these girls, right? I guess. And then we're like, so after this, it's like whatever, 10:45, and then it's time to go downtown. Oh my God, I did not keep track of what time it was when we started. See, that's what happens when you're not like in it. I'm not in it right now. So we'll just say I started, would 6 minutes ago be fair? I don't know. How is there any way to know? Beat bars. How many bars? Okay, let's search this up. How many bars in a minute? How many? Depends on the tempo of the music. Which measured in bars per minute? For example, a tango might have CMA. Okay, the tempo is 120. Eight bars in a minute if you are a 4/4 time. That literally can't be right, because it says we've done 410 bars. For 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 430 bars. Tempo 120 in minutes. Okay, song length calculator. So if the beats per minute, is that the tempo? 108, 4/4? No, it's 124 for 4, whatever that means. Repetitions. We are at 434 bars. Calculate song length. 14. Okay, so that actually does sound right. 14 minutes and 28 seconds. So let's subtract 14 minutes from 2:48 a.m. Yeah, that's what time it is. I know, bad. And that would put us at 2:34. So that means we have a finishing time of to 234, right? Yeah, 234. So 334. So that means we got 44 more minutes. That should be about right. I think we're good on that. I will calculate it again. How many bars? So that means that 2,000. Calculate song length. 1 hour and 6 minutes. Okay, so when I get to 2,000 bars, it's gonna be around yeah. So let's try 1,900. Um, 1 hour and 3 minutes. So let's try 1,750. Ooh, okay. 58 minutes and 20 seconds. So let's try 1,800. Ooh. Equals exactly 1 hour, 1,800 bars at 120 tempo with a 4/4, whatever that is. I don't know what 4/4 is. It just counts to 4. I don't know. Whatever. Each bar is 4 beats, maybe. Or 4 out of 4. Who knows about this stuff? All I know is that when I get to 1,800, what is it? When I get to 1,800 repetitions, like when it says 1,800 bar at the top of my recording screen, this is what I record the audio, by the way, that I know that I have a finished episode. So we'll see how close that is to 334, whether it's over or under. It should be under. But let's continue the story. So, these girls, man, they're really pretty. You know what I mean? They're really pretty. And all of them, everywhere. There's pretty girls everywhere. And then, we're going downtown, and there's a party bus. And, I'm excited. I've never been on a party bus. So then I was on the party bus, and then we get downtown. There's a stripper pole on the party bus. And, yes, yeah, boy, did strip on the pole. So then we get downtown, and it's awesome. And then my friend that invited me to the whole thing in the first place was like, dude, I left my wallet with my ID. I can't go into the bars or anything. So by then the night was over. I just went home with him basically, and now I'm here. And I'm kind of glad I did that. I don't know. I feel like it's all downtown. I wouldn't have ended up downtown if it weren't for that bus and it weren't for that party. I wouldn't have even gone out or anything tonight, you know? It is Friday, but downtown's not my place. I don't drink, you know? So it's just not really it's just not my speed. Anyway, let's talk about Hinge, because I made an account last night. I did not. It's private, so people can't view it. And I think what I wanted to do was make videos for all of my I wanted to make it so it's. I guess you can see my face right now. And I haven't made the videos, and I don't know. For some reason I feel like my life's better without Hinge. You know? So why would I get Hinge? Because I just it's tricky, right? It's so tricky because I don't understand. Because Hinge, for me, Hinge guarantees that I'll be going on dates, you know? And I know that I have a big online presence, and it's different this time around. I could, these girls could see my YouTube and my Instagram stuff before they go on a date with me, and they just get more of me, and I don't have to worry so much about how I come off, because there's so much of me on the internet that I can just kind of just be myself, you know? But I don't know. I don't know if. I don't know. Part of me wants to not make the videos and make my account public, because then I have to text the girls, and I have to like ask people on dates, and I have to like swipe on people. And like for some reason I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. Not even a little bit. And also, to use the app the right way, I think you have to pay for it as a guy. Like if you're going to put a lot of effort into your profile and like you're going to try and stand out, you have to pay for their services. You have to, because that's just kind of how the app is built. It's a for-profit company, and if you want a better chance at getting prettier women, you have to pay money. And I don't have money. Like, yeah, I work a job, but like I have no savings. My credit score is probably really, really bad right now because I have credit card. I don't want to say debt, but like I'm not kept up with my credit card, and yeah, and I don't like, but like, so then it's like, how am I supposed to, I don't know, man. Hinge seems like the easy option. You know what I mean? Hinge seems like the easy way out. Girls like me. They do. Like, I have a really easy time talking to them, I think, in comparison to what it seems like, my peers. Like, I get the whole clam up thing. I get the whole, like, nerves thing. But, like, it seems like, I don't know if it's, like, my background or, like, what, but like this shouldn't be like this. Like I should be telling myself that like I can do this without Hinge, But it's so weird, because I don't know. I think I should. I feel like I'm probably going to end up staying off of it because I don't like. Yeah, there was that motivation to make the account, and I did make the account, but like. It's interesting because I think the jump from, a private account where like I haven't put the effort in to make my profile stand out, like make the videos. I was thinking this is what I'd do, right? I'd want to like be as expressive as possible. So what I'd probably do is there's 6 slots for photos, and I've learned now that there's actually you can make all 6 videos. So I'd make them all 6 videos. I don't know what the max length is, right? But I'd kind of do each video would have its own little like I don't know. Each video would have its own. Do you know what I'm talking? Like room or item or kind of like its own field within my life, right? Because I'm trying to express through this phone video is the best option to this potential girl, like who I am, right? So one video would be in here, my bedroom/studio, and it'd be probably with a fisheye camera, and I'd go around and I would just talk about everything in the room, right? It'd be like a show and tell, and I thought maybe like to entice the watcher, I could record the audio on this nice mic whilst on the camera, just sort of like bringing the camera around, showing them objects and like bringing objects to the camera, and then I could do like a voiceover in real time. And then I thought the next video could be like me talking about my bicycle, right? And I could like have the camera situated and I could be talking about my bike, how the new parts are coming, how like I really love my bicycle. Maybe I used to ride motorcycles, but now I'm on the bicycle. Blah, 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 blah. And then what I could do is I could talk about, then those are like the first 2 videos. Then the third video I could do, in my Jersey Mike's uniform before work, because that's what I do. And I could talk about how I found the job, what I like about the job, the job in relation to my life, how I approach it, all that stuff. And then the fourth video could be like, my bike, my work, my job. The fourth video could be all about social media, and I could try and explain what it is that I do. I could kind of just show the cameras, the equipment, screenshots of my different social media pages, how I, when I started, why I started. I do it daily. How I approach it, why I do it. Answer all those questions. Is that the fourth video? I think so. Then the fifth video would be like, and then I think the last two could be humor, right? I could mix. I don't know. Maybe I do want to be on Hinge, because this just sounds so much fun. And what's wrong with fun? I think I have to do it right, because I put a lot of effort into my first Hinge profile, but not really. I kind of did just like skim it, So the first video could be like, my room / studio, right? And then the second one could be bicycle maintenance / motorcycle. And then the third video could be Jersey Mike's in uniform talk. And then the what did I say the fourth video could be? I think it'd be nice if I had 4 like serious real, where I'm just trying to like talk about what I'm passionate about, right? Because that's, at the end of the day, all that we have is passion in this life. And then the other 2, because it'd be a 4-to-2 ratio, 4 about passion and 2 like where I'm just clearly trying to make the person laugh. So then this one will be about videos, YouTube, all that. And then, I have 2 videos where it's humor, right? So I could just try my best to think of what might be funny. I could get dressed up in a suit and like, this is so weird. How do you be funny? What is funny? I don't know. I don't know. Wild card. I just create something. Because I do make videos. Wild card. I think it'd be nice if they were humor, humor and humor. Okay, so I guess Hinge is still on the table, because I don't like. I think Hinge is still on the table, but I think it shows a lot how like the last time that I seriously got on Hinge, like seriously, and like the way that I felt when I made that account in one day and made that goofy video where I like dressed up in a suit and like it was like a pretend interview or whatever, and then I like went on like 4 or 5 dates, and then like on the 4th or 5th date, like all of a sudden, bang, girlfriend. Like it's kind of like I willed everything to existence, I guess, and it was like great and all, but I guess I just wasn't too stable. And I think it's okay for me to come back onto Hinge. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's probably a good thing if I don't put it down, right? Decide that like I don't want to be on it. But there is a right way to do this sort of thing. And I think the right way is kind of what I'm doing, right? Like it's something very important to me, so let me just think about it for a couple days, and maybe one day I'll make like one of these videos, and the next day I'll make the next video. I don't have to make all 6 videos in one day. Matter of fact, I don't even have to make. It can take 2 or 3 days for the first video. It's whatever. I have 3 sodas in front of me. If the clever, the ones that noticed. I'm thinking about chugging them because. Put bluntly, it would make me feel something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, my friend Harris was like, I thought you didn't drink soda. And I was like, hey, man, I can't just drink some soda. And he's like, yeah, well, it's better than alcohol. And it is, And it is. But there's no excuse. It's so funny. It's so funny how we kind of like, everyone always is writing words in their own story. So when you Like every little decision and thought that you have reinforces who you are till eventually you're dead. So every day that goes by where I'm just kind of like find some way for it to be okay that I, don't go on runs, that I don't work out, is like every day closer to a version of myself that just isn't physically fit and will have an even harder time breaking into good habits than the me of today will. Daunting, right? I feel like we should crack a soda open for that. That's the kind of shit I used to do when I was younger, right? I used to be like, there's no better time to start becoming the man that you want to be than right now. And then I just get fucking stoned right after thinking and saying that. I hope I'm not being too loud. I think that I might be, and I don't, I like. I wrote something down in my car today that I wanted to talk about on the podcast in relation to. Okay, so my best friend right now. I feel like in my story, in my world, like I made it happen, right? I met him and then I kept meeting him, if that makes sense. Like I kept on like seeing him doing whatever, like, you know? And now we live together and it's been almost 3 years of us knowing one another. And this sort of thing has never happened to me before in my life, right? We've never been to this sort of situation in any kind of relationship. And now I kind of feel like I piss him off. Wait, no, that's not what I think. This is what I think. Because the truth is, I don't think that I piss him off at all. And the truth is, I don't actually think I can ever even know what's in his head. And I not that I don't care what's in his head, but because it's so unattainable, I want to focus my efforts and my thoughts on something that might matter a little bit more. And that is, why is it that I feel stressed out? And I think I feel this sort of stress, right? Because I now have a long-standing relationship with this guy, right? And that's great because that's what I was, hoping to achieve when I met him, put bluntly. So if you want to compare it to the longest relationship with a human being that I currently have, which is like my family, my parents, then, maybe we can get somewhere. Because with my family, it's like I never had a choice, like my parents are always there. And like their love never goes away, no matter how rotten I was to them sometimes, no matter how annoying, no matter how mean, no matter how much of a dick I was. Like they were always ready to just love me. And I think as a parent, maybe you can like understand that, I guess. Like I guess maybe it doesn't, like when you're younger, maybe it doesn't make sense why someone always is going to love you. Like it kind of like, it's like, what the fuck? Like I was so lucky to have, I think, those kinds of parents rather than the ones that kind of like make you work for their love or like can like be distant, I was so lucky to have parents that were just like, dog, like we love you, and like there literally is not a single thing you can do about it. Because although both sides bring problems, there's no such thing as a problem-free life. I would much want to live my life than any other. So, here I am with parents that unconditionally love me, and I'm just sort of like, why? Or not why, but like, what? Like, can you not? Like, can you leave me alone? Like, can I, like, hello? And like, I think I struggle with that because why do I want to get away from it? Like, why do I want to run away? Like, why do I want to be on my own? Why do I want to break free from them? It doesn't make like a whole lot of sense. And what example does this set to my brothers, right? Because I'm so distant currently. Like I don't call my parents. I don't touch him with my brothers. I don't come home. Like I'm just here working at Jersey Mike's in Raleigh, like making YouTube videos. Like what kind of example do I set? Not a good one, and it stresses me out because like I think humans find strength in community, and I think people, human beings that live longer and are happier are the ones that have, strong strong relationships and large communities. The ones that, and I like, why, like, what makes me so like determined to like ignore the fact that I haven't gone out to dinner with my grandmother in months, and I used to go out with her for dinner every single week. Like, what makes me so determined to ignore the fact that like I don't call my mom? Like, what makes me so determined to ignore the fact that like every time my dad calls me, it like there's this thing that happens in my chest that I don't necessarily understand, but it just like it's like this mix of like super startling, like in like dread, like existential dread that like something like I've done something wrong, or like and then like disgust with myself that like I've now been reminded that like I'm heading into my mid 20s with no savings, no education, no like, you know what I'm saying, like no promise for a family, or like the ability to like right now, like if I needed to right now, if both my parents became senile today, and I I'm the oldest child, like but I wouldn't have, I simply put, like I'm not sure that I could take care of them. Like how, like what would I can't leave my job. It's like the only thing holding my life together right now. Like I don't know how I could, I don't even, like I don't understand. I would leave my job if that happened, and I would go live with them. But like, I don't know. Worry, dread, blah, 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 blah. Am I going to call off this podcast tomorrow with this guy? Maybe. Because it's 3 in the morning right now, and that only gives me, yeah, I'm going to call, yeah. I will after this episode. I'll try and push it back to the next day or something, because like, dude, like, the room's not set up for it. I'm a mess, man. You know what I mean? I am a mess. I'm a mess. So yeah, sorry to any of the listeners that were really excited to see me, start swiping on Hinge. I don't think that swiping on Hinge is something that I would do on a podcast. And like swiping in Hinge, I don't want to do. It kind of grosses me out. Boiling humans down to like yes or no. It does. It grosses me out. But it's also kind of just like, I don't know, like it's kind of like why does that gross me out? Like, what's my problem? Like, it's kind of the same thing where like I get really upset with like IQ tests and like emotional you know profile tests. Like, why does that bother me so much? Is because I think part of me is like I kind of get like scared of what might be revealed about me. Because yeah, it's different than real life, whatever the fuck real life even means, but it's also a part of real life, and you can't ignore that. Like, dating apps exist, and if you wanna, talk about your community, like if you want to look at what your peers are doing and what's happening around you, over half of relationships are now, they begin online, from online dating. And it's like, what does that tell you? I think I keep looking for like this girl that's gonna like be my mother, I guess, essentially. Like, do everything for me, love me unconditionally, and that doesn't exist. Lately I've been thinking about my last relationship, and I wonder if I wonder if I'm allowed to like like what makes me so sure that everyone is has good intentions? I don't. Or, like, did my last relationship, did it just seem so cold and seem so one-sided and seem like I wasn't being seen because I was comparing it to like the undying unconditional love I've received from birth from my most amazing loving mother? Because like in that, if that's the case, then no girl's ever going to be enough, you know? Because that's my reference. Like that's all I have. Like when it comes to love, like I know it's like it's different, and I know it's like, but it's the same feeling. Like it's the same, like for some reason, like it's the same, like it's the same word, you know? Like what are we talking about? Like romantic sex? Like that stuff doesn't like that shit just like really does not intrigue me, you know? Like it, I mean, like what? Like how do I, you know? And how, like I think it's good that I'm thinking about these things, but I don't think these are things that like I necessarily have to feel like are resolved before I do something like go on a date or whatever. I think I think my last relationship. I mean, I believe that it was just my fault, and like things started because of me, they ended because of me, and it was just like, I mean, it's easy to think that way because all I see is me. But I think it's like the correct way. I don't know. You see people, they're like, I hate my ex, and I think my exes probably hate me. But that's never the way that I think. I always just think like, damn, like I hate me. I don't hate me because I know that I was trying my best. Like I never had a bad intention. Like there was never anything like. I think it's important that I'm on Hinge and that I get into a new relationship. I do. I think it is because I think the easiest route here is the one where I don't, and I don't get into a new relationship. And I think that old people will tell you it always happens when you least expect it. But dude, the world has fucking changed. All right, and people won't talk to you unless you talk to them. Okay, and there isn't like it's not like it's becoming ever more clear that the older I get, the more it just like the world just doesn't seem to work like that anymore. And that look, I'm not like I'm still young enough to be optimistic about it and just say that's interesting. It seems to be different. It seems to be different nowadays, you know. Whereas like someone else would be like, oh, that's fucked up. Like I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing, but what I am saying is that I think that I am like forced to realize it and forced to accept it and forced to say that like, you know what, being on like going on dates, if they come from an online match, like and giving that person a shot and thinking like, hey, this could be the person, like that, if that's the way it is, then like that's the way it is. And you gotta like you gotta kind of work with it. And you can't like nothing, you can't, the people that wait for the perfect wave, they never learn anything about themselves. They never like they never like when it comes time to write their book, it won't be interesting. It won't be like it won't be it's not gonna be a good book, man. But the person that's optimistic and catches the kind of big waves, like because you never know where a wave's gonna take you. You never know what kind of tricks you could pull off on your surfboard or what might happen, or like, like you gotta put yourself in the position where you can pop up and fucking hang 10. You know what I mean? And like, I think I've been pushing and pushing to do it like the super right way, right? Like I don't smoke weed anymore. I don't drink. For heaven's sakes, I don't even touch myself. I don't. No more porn. No more. I don't jack off anymore. I kicked that habit. Like I don't do that stuff anymore. Like, that's huge. That's a huge deal. And I can keep making those changes. I can start exercising. I can start eating better. I can start sleeping better and getting up early in the morning. And I can go to school. I can get an education. I can do all of that. But I don't think I can wait. I don't think I can allow myself to continue to wait around anymore for myself to make those changes. I think that I have to, I know I'm a good guy. I know that I want a lifelong partner and I want to raise children. These are things that I was raised that way. I was raised as somebody's child and I was raised under two loving parents. So it's not something that it's not like I'm deciding my major, it's not like I'm oh, what do I want to study? I know, I've always known that eventually this will be my life, and you can't keep pushing off what needs to be done. It's not like I think my parents now are more in love than they've ever been, really. And that's kind of what I'm chasing. It's not ugly or anything, but that first date or that first profile swipe or that first like or whatever, it's not all that, simply put. Yeah, it's exciting, but that's a fleeting excitement. And that excitement is going to take you on a ride that necessarily you're not necessarily into. Yeah, you came out the house today and yeah, you're at Disney World, but do we really have to go on the rides? I have work to do and shit. I have things to do. I don't why am I even at Disney World? But to be, that's a bad analogy. Working at Jersey Mike's, right? I don't know. I think the listener, I think you guys might understand what I'm saying here. You've got to start. You've got to start. And that's the mentality that I had last relationship I got into. That's why I was on Hinge, because I remembered in my gut. I was I have to begin. I have to try. I have to try to love somebody. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what's going to happen. But this has to happen. I have to give everything I have to someone. I have to. And if fuck the ifs. Throw the ifs out the wall, because I don't believe in, I just don't believe in not trying. I don't. So here we are again. Year and a half later. And we're not at square one. We're not. I believe thoroughly that I believe thoroughly that I have a much better chance of not breaking another girl's heart and not breaking my own heart. I think I have a better chance of not fucking myself. Well, I didn't, I never fuck myself up, and I never fuck up someone. I don't know. Why does it feel maybe it's just because I'm a guy, but it feels like girls just have the worst end of it, because us guys, we get to just bounce around and see what works, see what doesn't, and you know what I mean? But then girls, I feel they can just get their trust, girls have this trust, they all they have is trust, and I don't know. Dude, I sound like such a feminist right now. Dude, women, like, you gotta love women. You know what I'm saying? But you do. And I will. And I hate that when I look at my past, it's like every girl that I've been with in romantic capacity, like, might, have a harder time, like, being themselves on, like, a future first date, or, like, opening up, or, like, doing what it is that they really want to do because they're scared of how a potential romantic partner might react. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. I feel like what I'm saying right now could get clipped and put on the internet, and people could, like, really make fun of me. I have that vision. That, like, what I'm saying sounds really stupid to the right pair of ears, and it makes me want to stop talking. But also, I just think that that's not a big deal, and I'm gonna push forward. I'm also been staring at this soda for a while. I could shotgun it. I feel like I should, just for the hell of it, Only problem is my keys aren't anywhere near here. I'll just crack it and sip it. Oh. You know what? Truth be told, I'm very happy right now. Things in my life, they're going very, very well. Which is crazy to say, because you might be listening and you're like, dude, you work at Jersey Mike's, this, that, like, all these things that aren't going right, all these things that, but it's like, right is subjective. And truthfully, I'm very, very proud of who I am and how I handle myself. Yeah, but also I have a lot of change to make, because I don't like a lot of the stuff that like makes me, and I want to change. So my beard is killer, that's for sure. And this lighting really catches my arms. Kind of, I think. All right. This is just one big ego trip. If you're a frequent listener, then you know. This is literally like, I am egotistical. I'm insane. Like, I am a narcissistic egomaniac on this goddamn podcast. Like, it's just all about me. Everything about me. Like, why don't we talk about anything else? It's just about me. Am I going insane? Maybe it's important that I do have this guest on tomorrow morning. But I don't want to wake up at 10 a.m. I feel like I should push it back instead of push it back like by the hour, and instead of push it back by the day. Whatever I'm gonna do, whatever's gonna happen, I'm gonna send him a text. I have to let him know that, like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm still awake, because that's only 6 hours before 10, and like I can't like by the time I finish all that I have to do tonight, it's gonna be like 5 in the morning. And I can't I can't go to bed knowing that like this guy's gonna potentially be here at 10 and I'll be asleep, you know? Life is crazy. You know what I mean? Life is crazy, and it's just like we're all chasing happiness. So it's like a race, right? Everyone's racing towards happiness. Everyone wants to be as happy as they can, as young as they can. And with all races, there's ethical ways to run, or there's ethical ways to race and unethical ways to race, I believe. And I think it's just all about being true to yourself and what you believe, right? It's like the tortoise and the hare, but much more complex, you know? It's like, are you, in the ways in which you pursue who you want to become, are you good? Are you just? Are you kind? You know, like, does McDonald's start serving breakfast at 4 a.m.? Five a.m. Oh. Okay. That's an issue for me and DoorDash. That's a big problem I have. Ordering food is disgusting. You know, I like cosplay, whatever. Oh, bro, this is actually pretty insane. Like, seriously, me talking to this camera, just solo me for an hour every day, like, like, it's pretty nuts. You know, like this just getting pretty fucking nuts. We have entries to read. Like I've skipped over. I have journal entries that I should be reading from a year ago today. Picking a scab right now. So supposedly at 1800 beats, we should be exactly at 1 hour. So that means we're coming up on like the final 2 minutes of the podcast. And that's interesting because according to song bar song length. So we got, let's do this calculation one more time. So BPM is 120. What is this? Tempo. No, sorry. Is the BPM the same as the tempo? Is beats per minute same as tempo? Yes, BPM is essentially the same. Beats per minute, which is standard unit measured speed or pace of music, which is what tempo refers to. So when someone says tempo, they are usually talking about the BPM of a song. Okay, that's good to know. So that means the beats per minute is the tempo, 120 at a 4/4, whatever the fuck the 4/4 means. If someone knows anything about music that's listening, can you tell me what the 4/4 means? The options are like 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4. And on Guitar Center, it says I'm running a 4/4, C, capital C, MAJ, whatever that means. Repetitions. 1800. Calculate length. So if 1800 bars, the total length is 3,600 seconds even, which is exactly 1 hour. So we'll stop this exactly at 1 hour, and we'll see how close it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 4. I'm out. This has been episode 63. Goodbye.